Hello, tarot lovers. Welcome back to my channel, Tantra and Tarot with Kelly. Today, we're going to be doing love readings for each sign for October. You may watch for your sun, rising, moon, or Venus. I'd like to start by wishing a happy birthday to all Libras and ask you to please subscribe if you have not already to join my growing community. It really makes me happy to see those subscribes. Today, we're going to start with Libra. Please use the timestamps below if you would like to jump ahead to your sign. I'll be using the Osho Zen Tarot deck for this reading, along with the Romance Angels, the Moonology deck, and the Animal deck. Here's the Osho Zen deck. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. We've got a lot of exciting things going on this month. First off, today while I'm recording this, Mercury is stationing to go direct in the last degrees of Virgo. So if your communication's been off a little bit, if things feel a little haywire, just let it flow. It's going to be probably just about 2 weeks until Mercury comes out of its shadow period, and it'll be easier to make some of those bigger decisions, and you may find that travel is going a little better for you. Regardless, though, that's affecting everyone. But for you specifically, Libra, we do have quite a bit going on in your sign right now. We have the Sun in Libra, and we also have Venus in Libra. Those are going to come into conjunction later this month, but for right now, they're just running pretty close to each other. I'm going to take that one as the main energy. So you may feel just a little extra positive when it comes to your finances or it comes to romance at this time. In your seventh house right now, you have a Jupiter in Aries retrograde. I'm going to take a past, a present, and a future. So you may be feeling like things are just really positive for you right now. You may be having some luck in some areas where you didn't see that before. And also you may just be feeling like you're expanding into new ways. So that can be really positive for love and relationships or friendships of any kind. You also have Chiron in your seventh house. So if relationships have been painful at all, or you're moving through any cycles where you have been wounded in the past, hopefully those are beneficial to you and have not been too heavy. Let's see here. So I'm going to take a Romance Angel. But yeah, so looking ahead of this month, we do have a solar eclipse at the end of the month in Scorpio, which would be your second house. And so you may feel like there are some changes going on with how you're feeling about your self-confidence and your self-worth. There could be some job changes or edits to how you're going to be making money in the future, or how you're just, I guess, how you come off in the world and just in the five senses and more of the physical realm. So see how those changes may be starting to happen in your world, and allowing the things to let go that you need to let go of. It is going to be a big month of letting go. All right, well, let's see what your main energy is. Main energy for Libra, I have the Five of Swords, past energy, Queen of Wands, current energy, Ten of Cups. Future energy for Libra, I have the World card. Well, let's see what all of this means. And I also want to mention that at the bottom of the deck, I have the King of Wands. So we do have a divine couple here, a divine fire sign couple. So you could be relating to another fire sign at this time. You could be relating to an Aries, a Sagittarius, or a Leo. A male or a female, since we have both here. This also could be you and your partner just feeling really inspired and creative right now, and moving things forward in a way where you're both staying in your own lane, but you're working together to bring things about harmoniously. And I really like that word harmony, because we do have here in the center of your reading the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups and the 5 of Swords could mean that this is the happiness we feel. This is the happiness we feel after going through some kind of a battle or an argument. Comparison, the trunk of the tree and the bamboo here, there's no use comparing the two. One cannot be jealous of the other. They are two different beings. And so as humans, we would think, wouldn't that be silly for a tree to be jealous of bamboo? or from Boo to be jealous of a tree. But however, in our lives as humans, we do this quite often. That's something just completely different than us, has us charged up, feeling like we want to win or be better than the other. So if this is happening in your romantic life, if this is happening in relationships right now, yeah, if things are getting competitive and you may be having some jealousy or some anger, or you arguing with those in your head, to just find some inner peace and balance. There is going to be harmony coming around. Maybe there are some things on the outside of your experience right now that are causing you to feel that way. This month is going to be a little up and down. So just hold on for the ride, and don't get too hot too quick. I would watch your words and who you're arguing with, if you feel like arguing. And in the future, though, what I really love is we have the World card. So you may also be connecting with a fixed sign, with a Taurus, a Aquarius, a Leo, or a Scorpio. However, you may also be coming to the end of a cycle. There could have been a larger cycle that you're learning from now, and now you're coming to the end. We have two completion cards, the 10 and the World. It may feel like a graduation of sorts for you at this time, or you may be doing some traveling. I like the World card as it pertains to doing some world traveling, getting out there, getting to know some more cultures, and having that make you feel complete. Your relationship as well may also feel more complete after going through this cycle of comparison, in which you and your partner may decide that there is no winning. We both just put down our swords and walk away from the battle. And that in itself is the completion and the harmony that we are looking for. So let's take a look at some of the other cards we have for you. We have the Firefly. The romance angel I have is Chemistry. And the Moonology card I have, oh, lovely. It is your card. We have New Moon in Libra. A new romantic cycle begins. And we did just have that new moon in Libra, and it was opposite Jupiter. So hopefully that did bring you some really good fortune, and it's still going to be coming in. This is the beginning of a larger 6-month cycle that will be completing in the spring when we have your full moon in Aries season. So how do I feel about this Chemistry card? It says there's a strong magnetic attraction here. So yeah, I would say that between the Queen and the King of Wands, they definitely have chemistry. That is basically what it's all about with them. So who are you sharing that chemistry with at this time? How is that bringing more joy into your life? How is that bringing more harmony as well? And whoever that partner is, I'm sure they are helping you feel like you have the world at your hands. And so however, with the Firefly card, some things may be fleeting. You may be drawn to the light, for example. And so let's see what that Firefly also has to say. I will get a few keywords here. All right, let's see here. Firefly, inspired, fantastic, yet fleeting. When in balance, writes, creates, brainstorms. When out of balance, burnt out, feels dull. Bring into balance, write a poem or draw. So yeah, absolutely doing some creative work here, whether you're a male or a female, or if you're with a partner or not. We're feeling extra creative this month. And if you aren't engaging in that, you may feel a little dull. So that is the time to get those crayons out and get that canvas out that you put away 3 years ago to finish, and have a new cycle with it. Venus does represent the arts, and it also represents beauty and fashion and things of those nature. So just finding creativity in a new way. Maybe you're going to go out and get a new wardrobe or something like that, which I think sounds great. I'll say here that the Firefly contains the light of 1,000 stars. It's pure, radiant, and illuminating. This high frequency charge cannot be stained for long. Therefore, the Firefly card indicates a moment of inspiration or awakening that quickly fades if we do not catch it. So go out and catch it, Libra, and have a lovely birthday month. And it sounds all excellent to me. So enjoy October. All right. next up, we're going to be moving on to Scorpio. Scorpio, you may be the one everybody's talking about this month. We absolutely have some really dynamic changes going on. In later October, we have, and as I'm shuffling, we got the Fool and we have the Queen of Pentacles flowering. And that may just speak of a new fresh start that you're going to be having here once that solar eclipse happens, which will be also, I think, perhaps conjunct Venus. So a lot of illumination for you and your love life and your loved ones and your relationships, which of course all starts with how you feel about yourself. So if you aren't quite ready to make the dive yet into a relationship, then just know that this month could be preparing you for that. You may be feeling more like yourself. You may be getting rid of old storylines that no longer serve you. And just let all of that flow naturally. Don't try to control it too much. You may be feeling like you want to grasp on as things start to fade and change and move away from what you're used to. However, it's all going to be for your higher good. Okay, so a lot of chit-chatting, but there is going to be a lot going on, and I did just drop a few cards. So let me get those real quick, and then we will pull the rest of the cards for you. There's quite a few, so I'm not going to read them all. I am going to just put them back into the deck. And let's also talk about the nodes here as I'm shuffling. We have the South Node that's been conjunct Uranus in your 7th house. Maybe bringing it about some just surprises in your relationships. You may be going in a new direction, and that new direction is showing you all sorts of things that you weren't expecting. And so maybe having expectations, just throw those aside. It may not help you in the future. Okay, bottom of the deck, when I cut, we have playfulness. We have the Page of Wands. I'm going to take a main energy, a past, a present, and a future. We'll talk a little bit about the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands can be playful messages coming through, feeling more lighthearted, getting out there and flirting, and just taking life as it is every day, just like living in the present and feeling young at heart, and certainly not controlling anything. And you may be also connecting with a younger fire sign, perhaps a Sagittarius, a Leo, or an Aries, but it is a bit of a less mature energy. So maybe being immature is a little fun right now. And we can't be adults all the time. We do have to find time to be youthful as well. So I'm just going to take a romance angel card here for Scorpio. Okay. I think that one's quite fitting. We'll talk about it in a second. All right. So what do we have for Scorpio? Main energy for love for Scorpio for October. We have, oh, wow, how interesting. This is the same one we got for Libra. Maybe you're arguing with a Libra. This is comparison, 5 of Swords. Past energy you have is moment to moment, 2 of Pentacles. Current energy, 4 of Wands, participation. Future energy, the Rebel. This is the Emperor card. All right. So first off, I'm looking at these. I also think you could be connecting with an Aries or connecting with a leader of some type. You may also be connecting with somebody, an earth sign, fire sign, or air sign. We do see all of those, but I strongly feel Aries or an air sign at this time. One of the reasons why is because the moon card we have here is a Libra card. It says a win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. The animal card we have for you is fire ant. Be a little drama around you, or you could be trying to get away from the drama, hopefully. Your romance angel card is past life relationship, which I found this to be very interesting because you have the South Node in your sign. So with the North Node in your 7th house and the South Node in your sign, there could be people coming back from the past, people that you knew in the past, or just subconscious memories coming up that you're going to either be working with or letting go in your new life that you're here moving into, this new cycle for yourself. After the South Node sweeps through your first house, you just may feel like nothing of the past really relates to you anymore. It's like going through a garage full of stuff. You're like, why did I keep this stuff for so long? I don't need any of it anymore. So if that's happening, just be aware of it. Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Certainly save what you need. There are good memories in the mix, but some things are just ready to be restarted. And I think that's lovely. So yeah, watch this comparison. The bamboo and the tree, there is no comparison between a bamboo and a tree. How can the tree be jealous of the bamboo or the bamboo be jealous of the tree? It's like an apple being jealous of an orange. They're just two totally different things. So if you're feeling like somebody has what you want, be mindful of what it is that you think you're lacking. Maybe you can make up for that in other ways. Maybe you don't have to go out there and win at all costs to get what you want. You can quietly ascertain your own confidence in a way that it doesn't matter what happens on the outside anymore, that you don't have to go out there looking for a way to win, to feel more powerful in your own self, that you can feel content with what you have just by being thankful for it. Past energy, though, we have moment to moment, Two of Pentacles. You could be juggling a couple of people, but you just could have a lot going on right now as far as weighing your options. Maybe, you've got a lot of bills to pay and you have money coming in, but it's a little complicated right now. Either way, not making a decision until you're actually in that moment. You may not know what you feel like doing until you're actually there. So living in the present is always a good way to do that, but also planning ahead in a way that you aren't going to allow for confusion. Maybe things have been a little confusing here with Mercury now stationing to go direct. Perhaps they can be clearer, and that may be able to help you with making some of those bigger decisions. Current energy, though, Four of Wands, those decisions or that arguing may have to do with the home life, what it is that you are building, those people who are participating with you in the home front. You may be going to a wedding or celebrating something else of that nature, some coming together and celebration under the four walls that make us feel like a family. So that's exciting. I always think that's a very positive card. With the future of the Rebel, this is you, I feel, in the reading. The Rebel certainly applies to Scorpio as well, maybe one of the biggest rebels in the entire zodiac. You are going to be going your way and doing your own thing. And I mean, maybe you're literally building a house, but either way, the plans that you're making, definitely keeping on track with those plans. Don't let other people come in and mess up what it is that you're doing. There could be some drama surrounding you. We have the Fire Ant card, so let's read a little bit about that for right now. It'll tell us more about what's going on. So let's see, that's a fire sign here in my book. Okay, here we are. Aggression, rigid thinking, following orders, which sounds similar to what perhaps the Emperor wants people to do. So being mindful about not being so autocratic, if that's you. It says, when in balance, thoughtful, disciplined. When out of balance, argues, excessive heat, gossip. So watch out for that arguing. Bring into balance, solo time, walks at night. Well, and this past life relationship card always does remind me of the moon. So getting out in that moonlight, we have a full moon in Aries that's coming up here. Full moon in Aries, which is the Aries card, be a very powerful time for you. That is on the 9th of October. So just see how that's working for you in your relationships. And it says here that a win-win outcome is forecast. So with the full moon, how can you bring the balance to your relationships that you both feel like you're winning and not just one person running away with it? It says here, fire and energy flares up without us noticing. It is the force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalances rather than those that counter them. Gossiping and blaming are few indicators of misaligned ant energy. So yeah, if you're feeling like you're stewing about things and there's some drama, you just need to cool down. Some walks under the moonlight or connecting with some people from your past that do make you feel calm could be very beneficial, so you can have that win-win outcome. All right, sounds great. Good luck with that, Scorpio. All right. Next on, we're going to be moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you do have a lot of energy going on in your 11th and 12th house if you're Sagittarius rising, just because we have a lot of action going on in October. And so that would include, let's see here, right now, you have the Sun and Venus going to be coming conjunct in either your 11th or 12th house, depending on your chart. And so that could be bringing some benefits to your love life, to your relationships, and to your friendships. May also be making you feel a little bit more spiritual. Maybe you want to go within and reflect on things that have been happening over this past year. And if you do, then just let the spirits guide you, let yourself be guided by this moon energy. You may find there are a lot of changes coming up as we have a solar eclipse in Scorpio that could be happening in your 12th house. And that is going to be on the 25th of October. All right, I'm going to shuffle the deck. At the bottom of the deck, when I cut, I have the Queen of Pentacles. So working on your self-confidence, working on your money, feeling beautiful, feeling like you are a good example for other women or other people that are looking to also have success in their life. Bottom of the deck, 9 of Cups. Interesting, I'm a Sagittarius sun. I have been getting the 9 of Cups a lot in some readings for myself. So what does that mean? Could be looking at things one of two ways. It could be wishful thinking, also putting your dreams out there and seeing what comes back more in a general sense. But you may be feeling like some things that you put out there a while ago are now finally returning. So you may be excited about the fact that, okay, now things are working out and I've had to be patient for them. I've had to wait for a while. I've had to kind of go on my own for a bit in order for this to come about, which can be really nice, just to feel like what you have put your heart out there for is now returning and allowing you to have some joy in some new ways. It may also be, you don't want to overindulge. We have the 9 of Cups in reverse. It can mean that you may be drinking a little much or going out and partying a little bit. But regardless, just being aware if that's you, that maybe you aren't getting your wish. And so you're rebelling a little bit in that way. Either way, allowing time to give you the gifts that you deserve. All right. So being patient. Okay, for love, this is so crazy. I keep getting this card for everyone. I'm shuffling them very well. For love, for Sagittarius, main energy, 5 of Swords. And I'm going to shuffle the deck super well for the next one. And if this keeps coming out, and it's just must be, there's going to be a lot of arguing for everybody this month, because this came out for Libra and for Scorpio. So main energy, 5 of Swords. This 5 of Swords says that the tree and the bamboo cannot, in fact, be jealous of each other. They are two separate beings. And so if you're feeling like you want to win at all costs against somebody that may be trying to battle you, they could be feeling some jealousy, you could be feeling some arguing, then be mindful as to what actually winning means for you. Perhaps it's walking away and not having to battle and deciding that you'd rather have inner peace and clarity through choosing a different line of thought. So it could be a good thing for everybody. Perhaps that's why that's coming out. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of changes this month. Currently, today, as I'm filming this, we have Mercury going direct in Virgo, and that'll be making its way through Libra, and which is the house of partnerships. But for you, it's your 11th house. And so hopefully you aren't going to be arguing with any friends, but you may find that there is a lot that you're finding out about that happened over the last few weeks that people are coming in to tell you that there's just like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to you in a while. Listen to all the stuff that's happened. And so, yeah, your phone could be ringing a lot this month. You may have friends that are just interested in sharing some news with you. So past energy, 7 of Wands, current energy, 4 of Pentacles, future energy, Page of Pentacles. So who could you be connecting with this month? Well, you could be connecting with a younger earth sign. You could be connecting with a child. However, in love relationships, this could be a small offer from an earth sign, such as a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo. And if something like that is happening, it says here, adventure, just going with the lighthearted nature of it. It may not be like a huge offer, like like, I want you to be my girlfriend or boyfriend. It could be just something like, let's go grab some coffee and have a chat or just connect somehow in a lighthearted way. So yeah, so with the past energy of being at Seven of Wands, it says here stress. You may have been juggling a lot like this man here, or you may have had to stand your ground in a situation where you had strong feelings and emotions surrounding the way you want things to go. And so if you've been stating your case and standing your ground in a situation where there may have been some battles going on, how are you feeling now? Maybe you're just feeling a little tired, or you may not be wanting to spend any more energy anymore. You maybe just your energy is spent. You've had a lot on your plate. You've been juggling a lot. There's been people bugging you. You've been a little tense, and now you just want to save your money and roll up in bed and not answer the phone. So that could be a change of heart if your friend's going to tell you what's going on and you're like, no, I don't want to go out and do anything. So either way, maybe it is going to be a little bit of laziness at this time, but just keep in mind what is going to bring you joy in the future. Your season is coming up here soon. You're going to have the holidays. You're going to have things like parties coming up for that, and seeing loved ones and stuff like that. So if that's more your time than just taking a chill, taking a rest, letting things kind of ease out, and seeing what's up next. Okay, so next up, I guess, we have new moon in Scorpio, which is the actual next new moon. It says here, work through your fears. And maybe that's why you're feeling a little argumentative, is because there's some fears that you need to work through that are coming up for you that you need to say, go through in your head so that you're battling those around you. And those fears could be keeping you from making a transformation that you need to have. And so the new moon in Scorpio is going to be, it looks like here on the 25th of, it's the solar eclipse. Oh, yep, it's the solar eclipse. The new moon in Scorpio solar eclipse is going to be on the 25th. So that's going to be very transformational for you. You're going to be having to let go of some things. You aren't going to be winning at all costs. If anything, you're going to just be putting your swords down and walking away. So hopefully that goes well for you. It says here, for your romance angel, positive thinking positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Stay optimistic about your love life. Yeah, so just staying positive, letting go of those fears, staying positive. Your spirit animal I have for you here is the owl, which I love. The owl is really a special card. It does speak of abundance, and it speaks of maturity, and these wonderful things that come to you as good fortune hits your plate. You're ruled by Jupiter. You have Jupiter that's in Aries right now. That's going to be going it's retrograde right now. It's going to be hitting Pisces. So when it hits Pisces, maybe that's going to bring some more fortune for you. It could be entering it back into your fourth house. You may be finding some abundance in your home life. All right, so let's see here what the owl says. It says abundance, clairvoyant, treasures. When in balance, generous, trusting, secure. When out of balance, money, quarrels, scarcity. Bring into balance and offering. Yeah, so this feels like scarcity. This is absolutely quarrels. And so, if you're arguing about money, if you've been upset about money, the owl is visiting you so that you can be more trusting and feel more secure. And what they mean by offering, which is the comes after the Four of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, if you're feeling poor at heart, it does do you well to make some kind of a donation. I know there are a lot of food banks that need extra food right now. So if that's in your budget and you want to make a donation, something like that can definitely make you feel more wealthy in regards to your self-confidence and just helping others. So it says here that owl is mysterious and an otherworldly creature. The white owl in this particular deck is the companion of the goddess Lakshmi and represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. When owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or treasure is on the way, either spiritual or in material form. With owl wisdom on your side, you will see and know exactly what to do with this boon. And so, yeah, it will also help you bring more abundance to the world and working on that trust factor. So, yeah, enjoy your month. Like I said, you may be connecting with an earth sign, or we basically have most of the other elements here. So, it could be anyone, but working with yourself and working through those fears so that you can have that abundance and optimism in your love life. All right. Thanks for that, Sagittarius. Next, we're going to be moving on to Capricorn. Capricorn, I'm going to shuffle these cards really well. I've been shuffling them really well for everyone, but we seem to be getting some similar hands. So we'll see what comes up for you. All right. So Capricorn, let's talk about what's going on for you. As I am recording this on October 2nd, Mercury is stationing to go direct in your 5th house. So you may be having some communications with some children or some loved ones. And as it regards to romance and playfulness and things that bring joy into your life, maybe there's party planning going on or something fun like that, or you're just enjoying some of the lighter sides of life. So that's been trying you. And then it's going to move forward into your 6th house. So let's see, what kind of things are going to be coming up for you this month. It's going to be a very dynamic month. Your ruling planet of Saturn is going to be going direct here on, let me just double check. I think it's on the 23rd. So yeah, there's probably been a lot of reflecting in different areas of your life, and now you're just ready to move forward. You're done with reflection. We've got the 4 of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which is that reflection. So we're going to take a main energy, a past, a present, and a future. So what have you learned in this time where you've been meditating a little bit more, thinking about things, reviewing what you've put into the motions earlier in this week or earlier in this year, and how those are coming to fruition for you or not? So maybe you've made some changes, you've made some arrangements to your plans, and now, we're coming into a lot of planets in your 10th house. So you may be feeling like you're just focusing on work. You could have a lot of work coming into your plate right now. Regardless, at the bottom of the deck, when I cut, I've got the integration card, which is the Sagittarius. You may be connecting with the Sagittarius at this time in your love life. See, I'm going to take a Moonology card. See, I'm going to shuffle these, and then I'm going to take a Romance Angel. Let's talk more about some of the planets. We have Pluto that's finally going to be stationing direct here on the 8th of the month, and may help any of the transformations that have just been a little stuck. It may have had to look at what you've been letting go of, and maybe you know what that is now, and now you have to put some things into action. And it's just going to be pretty slow here for a while, but hopefully within the next few weeks, we will be moving ahead in new ways. We're going to be charting new territory here soon. So I think that's going to be good for everybody. So in the meantime, just work on that 10th house stuff, just impress that boss and make the money for the holidays, right? So, all right, main energy we have for you is a Libra card. It's the breakthrough card. This is the Justice card. Past energy, the Master. Present energy, 4 of Pentacles, the Miser. Future energy, slowing down. This is the Knight of Pentacles. I love it with the turtle on there. So let's see what other cards we have for you. Your animal spirit card is the Lion. It's lovely. The Romance Angel is Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Future energy, this is the Moonology card. Balsamic Moon, a time for healing. Let's talk about how these relate to your love life. As far as your 7th house goes, currently we do not have any planets in your 7th house. We have Black Moon Lilith in Cancer. That is an asteroid. It could be maybe giving you some challenges at this time. However, so it's kind of, it's your book to write right now, I feel like, Capricorn. All right, you've got the pen in your hand. What are you going to be writing? Well, it looks like a story of perhaps someone coming back into your life in which you need to have some healing with. There may be an old partner or a friend of yours that is just back in your life now in a different way, and that is allowing you to heal, allowing things to become quieter, allowing things to become calmer, so that you can enter this new balanced time in your life. There may be some good things happening here. Was we have the Sun and Venus and Libra. Those are working for you in your 9th house. And so what that may be doing is allowing you just some feelings of expansion of how this guy's a breakthrough, like how that can positively, or I'm sorry, that's in your 4th. Let me get that right. So if Capricorn, Cancer, yeah, that's in your 9th house. Just wanted to double check. Okay. So either way, how you're feeling now just could be more, you're just happier to find balance in areas that you did not have it before. And so likely, you know, that could be coming perhaps by way of court. It could also be coming by working with a Libra, working with somebody that wants to help you bring this balance. So you could be working with a Sagittarius, you can be working with a Libra, or you may also be working with an earth sign or some kind of wise figure, maybe a mentor of sorts, or this is you've been mentoring people and now you come into this wiser side of yourself to be helping relationships as long as you're taking them slow. So we're just going to do one thing at a time. We're not going to rush ahead or get too excited about things. We're going to be keeping stuff in balance and enjoying I don't know, more of a just calmer side of life. All right. And then with the Miser card in the center, you know, it says that with this slowing down, we just don't want to put as much energy out there. We want to be holding our cards as tightly, not giving anything away for free, essentially, and allowing our money to maybe build back up. We need to build a new foundation. Perhaps you've been a little spendy lately, and it's time to save for a while. Either way, though, I think it's going to be a good month for you. With this Lion card, you're building strength in areas that maybe you haven't had to build strength in before. And you're feeling more proud of yourself in ways that may have been challenging in the past. So let's see here. Let's talk a little bit about the Lion card and how that relates more to the reading. All right, we're going to go for the fire and the Lion is at the end. All right, Lion, patient, regal, a complete master. The Lion is a master of the fire element and the living mascot of self-transformation. A Lion personality dedicates their life to personal and spiritual growth. This dedication inspires some and intimidates others. Therefore, the Lion is respected by all, but known intimately by a few. Some mistake the Lion as hard to access or aloof, yet those with a keener eye know better. Lions are observant, stealth, and precise in their words and actions. They do not waste energy or resources. This card reminds us that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where our quest begins. When in balance, the epitome of peace and strength. When out of balance, withdrawn, too serious. Bring into balance daily meditation and friendship. And we did see that 4 of Swords at the beginning. So working on that meditation, working on that more spiritual side of yourself. Here, as we enter Sagittarius season in a couple months, the planets will be moving into your 12th house. And so that's a great time for review and reflection and perhaps reconciliation. All right. Love it, Capricorn. Next up, we're going to be moving on to Aquarius. And Aquarius, you probably had it a little tougher lately. You've had Saturn just back and forth in your sign for such a long time. It's stationing to go direct. One of your ruling planets stationing to go direct here in your first house if you're Aquarius rising, here at about 20 degrees of Aquarius. And it just made me feel like the lessons that you've learned are now coming back and you're having to relearn them again. And there's things that are are just moving slower. You still could feel a little stuck in ways that you're trying to get unstuck, but this soon will fade. This too shall pass. It's not going to be heavy forever, and there will be things that are going to be moving on. Right now is that turning point between things staying still and things moving on. And so right now we're going to be having some an eclipse season coming up, a very powerful eclipse season coming up, with a lot of planets moving into your 9th and 10th house. And so how's that working with, the truths in your life and your work and all of that good stuff? You may be feeling like traveling. You could be feeling like focusing your attention more on making some money. All of those energies may be coming up for you right now, and maybe you just don't feel like working. That can be a little bit of a challenge if that's what's supposed to be happening. All right, bottom of the deck when I cut, I've got here you are. Not usually a Sagittarian card, the aloneness. This is a Virgo card. This is the Hermit card. So we've got the Hermit card when we cut. So yeah, we do have Mercury stationing to go direct in on Virgo right now. So what have you learned with Mercury in retrograde? That's been trining you most of the time, but now, it's moving into a different house of yours. So just see how that's going to be going now that Mercury is going to start moving forward again. And you may feel like the communication is now flowing better and things that have been stuck are now unstuck because Saturn's moving forward. So this month may feel like a release or relief in ways. All right. Bottom of the deck, we have we've got the Emperor card. So you could be connecting with an Aries or you could be connecting with a Virgo. Let's take a romance angel for you. But yeah, so Aquarius, your other ruling planet of Uranus is also retrograde in Taurus right now. I think it's going to be retrograde for a little while longer. But either way, with that conjunct the North Node, you may be having surprises in your home life. You may be feeling like you're moving forward in different ways. Maybe the universe is just guiding you right now and you're just along for the ride, which could be interesting to experience life from more of that mysterious angle rather than to try to control things all the time. Challenges either way. So it's hard for us sometimes either way. All right, let's see what we have. The main energy I have for you is, says here, fighting. All right, is the Knight of Swords. About a fast-moving conversational energy, things happening very quickly. Past energy, Two of Swords. It says schizophrenia. I'm not quite sure what decision to make, maybe feeling like you're suspended between two different sides of the world there. Very interesting. This one has been out for almost every reading so far. Center energy, Five of Swords. Future energy, Seven of Wands. All right, let's see what we have for the Moon card. For the Moon card, we have emotions are running high, super moon. For the Love card, we've got unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. And the Animal Spirit card I have here is the Earthworm. So we made it a beginning again in your life, maybe feeling like the newbie. All right, so let's talk a bit about more of this in detail as it relates to your love life. Well, we said you may be connecting with a Virgo, or you could be connecting with an Aries or a leader of sorts, maybe some kind of a boss or a teacher or something like that, or that could be you right now. You may also be connecting with another air sign, and you may be having a lot of messages going back and forth with that person. It could just feel like just a lot of constant chatter, just back and forth and back and forth. But ultimately, I think this month or maybe last month, you've had to make some kind of a decision. You had to make a decision to move forward in an area where you just don't know where things are going to go yet. You've had to have some faith. You maybe had a blindfold on for a while and you didn't want to make a decision. And now you've had to make a leap of faith and you've decided which way you want to go or you're about to. And that may be something that then you're going to be second guessing. Once you've made a decision, you may not be like, okay, well, I made a decision, but now I just keep thinking over and over again about my decision. I'm not 100% sure if that was one I was supposed to make. And so that second guessing yourself and all this communication just may feel like it's adding up to a lot of stress. And if that has to do with your relationships or your partnerships and you're arguing, or you just feel like maybe somebody's not hearing you and that's why you have to repeat yourself, and you're getting a little like tired of it. And, you know, maybe there is some kind of a breakup. There's this unrequited love. There's things that you like to do in the past where you're just like, I don't really feel like it anymore. I was hanging out with that person. It's just not really fun anymore. Or maybe they were hanging out with me and now I haven't heard from them in a while. So maybe I'm a little jealous because they're hanging out with somebody else. And so I'm messaging my friend a lot about it. And it's just trying to stand my ground about what it is that happened so that I feel like I did make the right decision. All of that type of stuff. It may just feel a little just complex this month. And so, you know, having, you know, this big eclipse conjunct Venus is going to be showing you a lot about your heart and a lot about your heart space and what's going to be important to you. It says emotions are running high, supermoon. That full moon that we'll have here in Aries, there's a full moon in Aries. Here we go. Both archetypes, you know, that could be very beneficial for you. That's, you know, it's going to be sextile your planets, and in that regard it may bring some opportunity to you. However, watching where your mind is going, if your emotions are running high right now, trying not to control too much. Let's see what's going to happen. Underneath that, I do have the courage card, the strength card, so it may take some strength. You're going through a lot of changes right now, but I would encourage you just to be patient. And just get rid of shit you don't want anymore. You know, like in the meantime, I'm just going to clean out this closet and get rid of things I don't want. I'm going to say no to some stuff that's going to help me if I'm feeling a little stressed out, to say, okay, I'm not in charge of that right now. Elect somebody else to do your campaign. I'm taking a break. So, yeah, take breaks when you need them. We are entering to more of a heightened time. There is a big Uranus square going on right now, Uranus square Saturn, which is the last time they're going to be square, and that is creating this T-square energy for you. So if that T-square is just starting to itch, you know, this is going to be the last time it's going to meet up here. In less than, you know, it's like here, I think around October 16th, it'll be within half a degree, Uranus and Saturn. And then they will separate, and then you may feel lighter after that, but it could take a few months. You may have a bit of that hangover effect from all the changes that have been happening. All right. So Earthworm, it says here, shy, hesitant, reluctant to share inner vision. We have all felt the woes of the earthworm at some point along the way. The earthworm indicates a newbie or a novice working to establish confidence in a new field. Others around you may seem wise and experienced, but it is important to remember that they once felt the earthworm energy too. This card is a reminder not to be intimidated or lose hope. Mastery takes time, and you're on the right track. Besides, rumor has it that a beginner's mind offers the most valuable insights. Yeah, being observant at this time, being observant of your thoughts, of your mindset, and seeing how that is going to be kind of the catalyst in what's going to be moving you forward. So certainly a good attitude is a good way to go. When in balance, earnest, intelligent, valuable. When out of balance, self-conscious, apprehensive. Bring into balance, speak up, risk embarrassment. So, I mean, what do you got to lose, right? Anyway, I wish you luck with your October Aquarius. And next up, we are going to be moving on to Pisces. So Pisces, you've had quite a few good readings lately. I feel like each month that I've had readings for you, they've really been rather nice and pleasant. So let's see what's going to happen this month. Big let's see here, eclipse that we're going to be having, the solar eclipse that we're going to be having at the end of the month, is going to be trying you. So that's going to be beautiful. You may feel just like things are harmonious in certain ways, but that doesn't mean that there isn't room for maybe some loss or some change. Not that we're looking for that, but sometimes it just happens naturally after a period. You've had a lot of positive things, and then the pendulum swings back and forth. And we're going to stay in a positive mindset. Bottom of the deck, when I cut, I've got the King of Swords, could be connecting with a Libra, an Aquarius, or a Gemini. All right, we're going to shuffle for a moon card, and we're going to shuffle for an animal spirit card. So let's talk more about what's going on with you. Pisces, you have Neptune retrograde at 23 degrees in your sign right now. We also have other energies that may be trining you. Anything when it moves into Scorpio, but we don't currently have anything in Scorpio yet. And then in your seventh house of relationships, we do have Mercury, which is stationing to go direct today on October 2nd in Virgo at 24 degrees. So how have those conversations been going in your relationships? What have you been able to work through? What have you been able to work out? What have you reflected on? What has been good memories for you? What are you recalling and refreshing yourself about? All those good things that happened during Mercury retrograde. So now we're going to be moving forward again across some territory that we've already been in, but in your seventh house, it can still be bringing some good communications and some good forward action and other good energies as they pertain to working with others. So we've got a moon card here, and let's see what we have. So we had, when we cut the deck, let's see, we've got main energy, past, present, and a future. Yeah, so bottom of the deck here, we've got is the intensity card. That is the Knight of Wands. Main energy, love it. Abundance, that is the King of Pentacles. So you got two kings. We have that King of Swords, King of Pentacles. So you could be working with these older fatherly type figures. That could be your boss. That could, I don't really see that as it being you, but maybe we're working with a lot of masculine energies. It could definitely, I guess, be you, but we've got an air and an earth. And then past energy we have is the World card. Current energy, Four of Cups. There's some water energy. Future energy. We've got three kings. This is the Creator. This is the King of Wands. So three kings, I think of the Bible story, but maybe Christmas season is going to be extra special for you or something of that regard. Regardless, let's see here. The moon card, we have communication is key. New moon in Gemini. We talked a lot about the communication aspect with the Mercury. So communication is key. We've got the fire ant energy for the animal spirit card. And then your romance angel is codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. All right. Well, anyway, codependent energy, a lot of us water signs, people that have water in their chart can be very natural. On Cancer rising, I know how that feels. It is something that is talked about quite a bit also with Pisces, because you're so open to everybody else's emotions. But I think this month you're going to be establishing some more boundaries around those emotions, so that you aren't necessarily like always feeling what everybody else is feeling. Like you're still feeling that, but maybe you aren't letting it sink into your core as much. You're going to say, okay, that's that person's emotions, and these are my emotions. And just because they have those emotions, I can have my own emotions. I don't have to feel what it is that my partner feels all the time. And then with these three kings around you, it could just feel like, oh, there's a lot of like boss energy here. And so I better be a good boss to myself. Otherwise I may get run over by some of these other people that are trying to all tell me what to do. Like tell yourself what to do first, and then other people can tell themselves what to do, and everyone's in charge of themselves. And that will help break some of this codependent energy. And either way, I mean, it's nice to be working with others. I'm not saying don't work with others, but I'm saying have strong boundaries around the things that are important to you and know what those are before you start to interact with other people, and then sticking to your guns. So That's one way of doing things. So you could also be connecting with a Sagittarius or just a friendly spirit that likes to go out and have a good time. Another fire sign like a Leo or an Aries. Either way, though, this could be you picking up the phone, wanting to get in touch with friends. You may be feeling like going to a party. You could be getting a little bored hanging out by yourself. So you want to just get out there and do something social. So yeah, in doing that, you may just feel like this Knight of Wands with lots of fun messages going out there, nothing really serious, but just kind of a flirting energy. So that it could be you in the dating world, could be dating a couple different people. You could also be dating a fixed sign or connecting with a fixed sign, such as an Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, or a Leo, or you may have come to an ending in your life or some kind of completion where you feel like things are made, they're all the way around the circle. This is the final card of the major arcana. And it represents a completion, also represent like some world travel or doing something where like you feel completed by somebody else coming into you. Like maybe you got married and now you're starting your new life together. So this is the end of a cycle. So what comes after the end of a cycle is the beginning of a cycle. So you're going to be starting here by ending something and starting something new, which is very exciting. And what does that mean here? We got this is tuning in. Maybe before you start something new, you just want to take a pause. You aren't really ready to like make big plans yet. Maybe you're getting a lot of people calling you for plans and you're just ignoring the phone calls and not really getting back to them yet because you've got 3 kings that are trying to get in touch with you and you aren't sure which one you want to go out with yet. Maybe you've got quite a bit of options as far as that's concerned. However, I do feel that once you take this pause for yourself, then you will be feeling more creative and you're going to want to go out there and be the leader and be in charge of something very meaningful. And with the King of Swords at the beginning, sometimes that means we have to be a little high and dry. We've got to make a decision logically rather than trying to look at it from an emotional level. And if, you know, the only king we don't have here is the King of Cups. And so what's that say? That anything dealing with heavy emotions right now isn't probably going to be as important as reality or logic or creativity at this time. So just be mindful of that. Maybe you're already in tune with your emotions, so it's not really a problem. And now you're just like, okay, now I just got to fine tune some things and make some more boundaries and everything will be okay. So yeah, and I think boundaries are going to be really important with, especially this codependency card. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. You know, that could speak of you, that could speak of your partner, but it just could speak of also doing the same things over and over again, expecting a different change. Like we're just addicted to this pattern that we can't get ourselves out of. So who's going to be the one to stand up and say, okay, we got to make some changes? Well, probably going to be you if you watch this video, because at least you're the one that's aware of it. Right. And yeah, it says communication is key. New moon in Gemini. The new moon in Gemini isn't going to be until June. So what is it that you're doing between now and June? It's about a 7-month time frame. And in those partnerships, you may see a lot change. We're going to be going through several cycles of eclipses before then. And watching out, of course, for the drama. Let's read a little bit about this ant energy. It is like when everybody's talking about one person, you want to like chime in as well. Like, oh, I have something to say about them. I know this and that. And that's, you know, kind of the cattiness of, you know, gossiping and things of that nature, and being aware of how that isn't going to serve you at this time. Pardon me. Okay, so here we go. Fire ant. Aggression, rigid thinking, following orders. And it could be from all those kings. Okay, fire and energy flares up without us noticing. It's the force that attracts us to people and situations that feed our imbalances rather than those that counter them. Gossiping and blaming are a few indicators that misaligned fire ant energy is at play. You may also find yourself stewing on a person or situation, only making things worse. How can you break free from the drama and cool down? Fire ants are surprisingly sensitive, so don't pretend the heat isn't getting to you. You know, maybe there's some old drama that you're just ready to kick. You're ready to hang out with these people anymore. You want to just find something different to do with your time and energy. And it's going to be more of that solo time for you. It says, when in balance, thoughtful, disciplined. When out of balance, argues, excessive heat. Bring into balance, solo time, walks at night. Well, it sounds like it's going to be an interesting month for you, but focusing on what's most important for yourself is going to be the key to getting through it successfully. All right. Thanks for that, Pisces. Next up, we're going to be moving on to Aries, and get my list over here. Moving on to Aries. And Aries, this could just be a very dynamic month for you. We already have a card jumping out. It says letting go, 8 of Cups. So talk about what you're letting go of. Maybe that's a good keyword to get started with. We have planets in Libra right now, which is your 7th house. So Sun, Venus, and Libra. We also have 2 things pop out: 9 of Wands, exhaustion, and integration. Be working with the Sagittarius, could be getting to the end of a project and ready to be done. So if there's a lot on your plate right now, you have Jupiter in your sign that's been retrograde for a while. It's going to be going direct, I believe, at the end. No, it's going to be going into Pisces at the end of the month. So it could switch things a little bit. The energy could change for you a little bit, but then it'll pick back up here at the beginning of the year. But it could be a good time of the year for you just to slow down. But things may also be very positive in your love life. When we have the Sun and Venus in your 7th house, it could be bringing more money, new romance, and just illuminating areas of your life as it has to do with partnerships. Bottom of the deck, when I cut, I've got the 8 of Wands, traveling. So that maybe you planning for that world trip, that Jupiter expansive energy, maybe planning for, traveling for the holidays, communicating with others, trying to figure out, what your fall is going to look like. Maybe you're looking ahead for the next few months. Bottom of the deck, we've got the Queen of Wands, and I feel like to be representing you in this reading, which is just staying in your own lane and staying positive and doing things based on your fiery, intuitive self, and just taking charge of things that are on the creative realm, and not being afraid to be on your own making these decisions. You may also be connecting with a fire sign female, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. Main energy we have is the 10 of Pentacles, past energy, 9 of Swords, current energy, the Magician, existence, future energy, Page of Wands, playfulness. All right, so let's talk about those as I get a few of the others. So with the 10 of Pentacles at the top, I feel like this is going to be a month where you may just feel like you have it all. It could all come together for you. You've had Aries in your first, or you've had Chiron in your first house. And so you be feeling like, okay, I have kind of gotten over a hump. I realize what makes me happy in the home life. I know where I want to go. I feel like there's been this expansion. There's this new way of doing things. And now I feel like I'm not lacking in any way. This is a completion. This is feeling like you've got the house and the family and the job and everything that makes you feel like you have a complete life. And with that, you may be wanting to share that with other people. You may be feeling like, okay, maybe I want to have a get together. I want to go on a trip with these people that I love, or I'm doing well at work. I want to share the abundance and take my friends out to dinner. Any of these positive things could be working well for you in a way. It says sharing. So I feel like it's sharing the wealth in some ways. As the leader, Aries usually are a very successful sign. And actually, when I picked this up, we have success at the bottom. I'm not worried about your success at this time. I think it's allowing for some new things to enter your life and maybe allowing yourself to be led a little bit. Like, as you're always the leader, sometimes the leader can learn a bit about following somebody else for once. The bottom of, or at the past energy I have is sorrow. So you could have been working through something sad, been stuck in your head. There may have been a loss of some kind, or just an area of your life where you're like, wow, this isn't going the way I want it to. And you could be working through that at this time. May have been some kind of a nightmare or bad dream or something that came to fruition. And it's kind of like a monk who's just sitting within his sadness. So excuse me, just following through with whatever mourning you have to go through so that you can get to this more positive manifestation energy where we have the magician who's looking up the star saying, okay, I made that wish. I was sad, but then I made a wish on this star. And what's going to happen? How do I put that into that energy into my life to make things actually come true? You may have a vision right now of where you want to go. And maybe it's this vision of having it all in happiness. And that is what's driving you to make some changes in areas where you are going to be more of the young at heart player right now. You aren't going to be necessarily maybe the heavy hitter like you normally are. You're going to be more playful. You're going to be connecting with children. You're going to be finding just simple, free ways of living that aren't like going to be pulling you down. Like people want to talk about sad, stressful stuff. If like you're in a conversation that's like heavily political and you're like, oh, I just, not for me today, then, go find people that want to enjoy the simpler sides of life. And that will help lift you out of this sorrow that maybe has been holding you back from experiencing all of that, which you currently have. That's excellent. That's actually very positive. Yeah, so this magician energy, I just definitely be wishing, looking for some surprises to happen. It could just be some surprising things that come up in your world, and you're like, "Wow, that's different, but I like it," and I'm going to go with it, and I'm not going to be worried as much anymore. I'm just going to allow life to happen. And in doing that, we've got the spirit animal here of the tarantula. It could feel like you're at a crossroads with life right now. It may feel like you could see some spiders coming out that are giving you special messages right now. So if that's the case, it's even more of a symbol that you're at your crossroads with your life's dharma right now. And there's going to be a direction, which is the right direction to go. But you need to take a little time to think about what that is for yourself. In the meantime, perhaps just have some fun. The romance angel I have here is wedding. Woo! What's that mean? This situation involves marriage. So going to a wedding with a friend, you could be getting married yourself. This also may reflect on your parents or other marriages as they affect your life, but could be a long-term commitment or something of that regard. Either way, wedding is a very fun card to have. So I'm interested to see how that's going to play out for my Aries friends. Regardless, yeah, this situation involves marriage, whether you want to be in a marriage or not. Like either way, it's worth, I guess, having part of the conversation with, especially if you're in a new love and they're like, oh no, I don't want to get married. Well, then you can take that off your list. Or if they're like, oh, the one thing I've been wanting to do is to get married. And you're like, is that for you or not? So you shall see, I guess. All right. With the, your seventh house is Libra, which is the committed partnerships and things of that nature. So I'm sure you've felt that before with connecting with other Libras, that they may just feel like your other half for whatever reason. All right. So it says the moon energy, don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. The full moon in Leo we have is in Aquarius season, usually in February. So that is a few months from now. Think about what you're going to be doing between now and then. But either way, don't let your pride get in your way. So like you're such, confident people, but sometimes you can be a little overly confident, maybe trying to be a little bit more vulnerable this month, which is a little bit harder than being prideful. And so in being a softer side of yourself, allowing yourself still have to have strength as it pertains to, of course, making key decisions and still staying within your power at the same time. So let's see what the tarantula card has to say. All right, tarantula is fire. There it is. All right, here we go. At a crossroads, claiming life purpose. The tarantula represents a moment when great decisions must be made and involves prioritizing your life's deeper purpose or dharma. A habit or routine from the past is sidetracking you from your dream, yet a voice inside keeps begging you to refocus your attention. In order to find true happiness, you must choose dharma. Until you do, satisfaction will be fleeting. The tarantula hovers, patient and calm, like an old friend that knows your inner soul. It already knows you'll choose wisely. When in balance, follows intuition. When out of balance, hesitates, over intellectualizes, bring into balance, daily journaling. Yeah. So working on the daily journaling, I just started one myself. It's a little different. I haven't done that for a while, so that could be a fun thing for you. Either way, it looks like it's going to be a good month. So good luck with all of that, Aries. All right. And next up, we're going to be moving on to Taurus. Taurus, there's going to be excitement for you this month. I know it because you're going to have an eclipse in your 7th house, along with having the North Node and Uranus in your 1st house. It's just excitements keep on coming. So if you aren't done with excitements yet, don't worry, because there's going to be more. So yeah, Taurus, on the 23rd, or no, the 25th of October, we're going to have a solar eclipse in your 7th house, which is going to be conjunct Venus, and that's going to be in the sign of Scorpio. So it could be an exciting time for you. Until then, today we have Mercury going direct, and then we also have Saturn going direct this month, and a few other exciting conjunctions. So it's going to be an exciting month for a lot of people, but I'm really hoping for you with the Uranus and square that we've had to Saturn. This is going to be the last time that they're meeting up within 1 degree. And so after this month, things, some of the tensions in the T-square that you've been going through are going to be easing up. So that could be lovely, but it may be one more banger month of weird stuff, and then you're kind of going to be smooth sailing from there. So we'll see what happens. I think through Taurus season of next year, until the node switches, things are still going to be pretty interesting. So never know what Uranus can bring. All right. So the bottom of the deck we have when I cut is the Queen of Wands. We're going to take a main energy, a past, a present, and a future. All right. Bottom of the deck when I cut, I've got the 7 of Cups. Let's talk about that right now. 7 of Cups could mean a little bit of confusion. You could be just feeling like you're looking at all of your options right now. So how does that deal with the dating world? Well, you may be dating online. You could be dating around. You could be having maybe you're on Tinder and you're on Bumble and you're on something else and got a lot of offers, been swiping right or left or whatever that means. And who knows? That could be you right now, just kind of playing the field, enjoying that. And then, upcoming here this month, you may have to make a decision. Perhaps you aren't ready to do that yet. Either way, there's going to be one decision that's going to work best for you. The other ones are just going to not be the right ones, but maybe you don't know that yet. And so we also want to watch for how you're projecting your opinion onto others. If you aren't sure if you understand somebody completely, taking a stereotypical approach and assuming isn't going to be the best way to get to know somebody. It also could be wrong, and that could cause you some problems in the future. Okay, I'm going to try to shuffle those. There we go. All right, so be careful for any of that confusion and any of those multiple choice types of situations. All right, so here we go. Main energy for Taurus, we have letting go. Sounds about right. Past energy, 2 of Swords. Current energy, King of Wands. Future energy, the Libra card, breakthrough. So you could be connecting with a water sign. You could be connecting with a fire sign male, such as a Leo, Sagittarius, or an Aries, or this could be you in the reading. However, this is you in the reading. You may just be feeling like extra creative and visionary this month. You may have a lot of ideas of how you want to bring things to fruition. You want to use your power of creativity and of brainstorming of ways to bring things into fruition. And as the leader of that team, it could be very exciting. And so, but how did you get to this point? Basically, you had to make some kind of a decision. This could be at the beginning of the month. You've had to cut something off, or you've had to decide which 2 sides you'd rather be on. You're going to go with these people, are going to go with that people. You may not have known what was going to happen next once you made the decision. And that was part of the confusion, is that there were these projections going on of like, okay, I think this person's one way, but I really am hoping they're another. I'm going to go ahead and make a decision having faith, right? And what decision was that? Well, you may be leaving something. There could be some kind of situation that you had in the past that didn't bring you happiness. And so you're walking away from it alone to find that joy within another situation that you may not have come to yet. And so in that independent world that you're in right now, could be just serving yourself. I mean, if you're in a relationship, there's definitely somebody in charge here. And that probably pretty obvious as to who that is. Regardless, if you're by yourself right now and that's you, then empowering yourself in a way that you can have this breakthrough in the future. So the breakthrough is balance. This is Libra. You could be connecting with a Libra card. This also may be just the tides turning in your favor. Like, wow, I've been putting so much effort over here and nothing's happened yet. And now suddenly Uranus, things change. And breakthrough. And there's something positive that happens, maybe as it relates to court, maybe as it relates to another kind of truth or law that we are waiting for karma to serve us. So if you're doing the right thing, I would feel positive, letting go of outcomes, letting go of projections, letting go of anything that does not serve you right now will help when those changes come. Maybe it's something that you aren't even sure of what's going to happen yet, and it just happens and you're going to have to immediately let go and react in the appropriate way. So make sure that you're having responses instead of reactions. And the difference is the fact that you've thought one through versus just shooting from the hip. So working on that, although that's not really Taurus is usually taking things pretty slow, one step at a time. So just focusing on that for yourself right now, especially if there's some surprises coming around the corner. The spirit animal you right now I have is the butterfly. So could have gone through some transformations and now you're ready to spread your wings. Ooh, here we go. We're going to spread our wings and free yourself. We're going to free yourself, which works really well with this letting go. Letting go, free yourself. It says it's time to take back control of your life. Any area in which you did not have the control that you wanted, or you did not have the outcome that you wanted, if you're just letting go of those right now, then you'll see what happens in the future. You've had to make a decision either way. And I think that there is going to be quite a bit of balance, even though you don't really know how things are going to work out yet. Future energy, though, it's time to release negativity. We have a full moon in Scorpio, which the full moon in Scorpio will be in your season. So that is going to be in Taurus season here in the spring. So what are you releasing? It looks like there's 3 cards of release. We have letting go, free yourself, and it's time to release negativity. And releasing a lot of control, releasing old stories from the past, allowing the universe to show you where it wants you to go at this time. And you may not know where that's at yet, but I think you will here soon towards the end of the month. It's going to be a dynamic month, like we said. And so just taking one step at a time, one day at a time, being observant, not getting ahead of yourself, all those good practices. All right, so let's take a look at the butterfly card here. Let's see here. I'm in the air section, so it's coming up here soon. Nightingale. What's next? Oh, sorry for that. Thanks for your patience. All right, so we're going to look up butterfly. It doesn't want me to find it. All right, here we go. Butterfly. Jeez. All right. Undergoing great change and transformation. The energy of the butterfly is with us during periods of transition. Since air is the element of the heart, this change usually involves relationships, or if you love your job, perhaps your career. And we do have that eclipse in your 7th house of relationship. So since transition is accompanied by some amount of discomfort, be extra patient and kind during this time, especially if the butterfly is you. Let solid friends and activities support you like a cocoon. Committing to a daily routine, a meal or practice or prayer does at the same time, at the same place, will do wonders for lifting a butterfly spirit. It's kind of like having like a daily meditation practice or something that you just do on your own that helps you raise your prana and raise your energy for anything that may come. So it says, when in balance, cheerful, graceful; when out of balance, fragile, frustrated; bring into balance, daily routine. All right. Well, I do think you're excellent at that daily routine. You kind of rule that area of life. So just sticking with your plan, sticking with your daily routine, and gracefully letting go of anything that is ready to be released. All right. Good luck with that, Taurus. Next up, we have Gemini. Gemini, there has been a lot of talk about what's going on with you because we have Mars slowing down and it's going to be stationing retrograde. I've not talked much about that in this video, but of course, when it's happening in your first house, it's going to be most heavily felt by you, I feel, and any of the other air signs or those with placements in air or planets near those markers. But yeah, we're all going to feel this slowing down, but you may have felt like there was a speeding up and then it's like, oh my gosh, now there's so much going on. And then now finally you can catch your breath and, you know, try not to go in circles. Try to just pause. See? Just pause. All right, I'm going to cut the deck. Bottom of the deck, Beyond Illusion. This is the Judgment card. Yeah, so in that regard, you could be connecting, I feel that the Judgment card's like a Scorpio type, somebody that is kind of giving you this awakening. So what kind of awakenings have you been going through? Maybe it's some kind of a shock or some kind of a return in your life. Somebody's coming back that you haven't connected with in a while, and you're trying to decide what to do with it. There's some kind of situation in which you're going to have to use good judgment based on the past. That card just jumped out, so that one's going to be yours. I already know what it is, but you'll see in a second. So yeah, there could be some kind of a return going on in your life now, and that is just going to allow you to learn what you've learned from the past. There's 2 animal spirit cards. We're going to go with both of those to allow you to put what you've learned from the past into practice. So yeah, it could have been a long learning cycle. At the bottom of the deck, when I cut, I've got the Exhaustion card, which is the 9 of Wands. And right underneath that, though, I have your card, which is the Lovers, which is great. But the 9 of Wands speaks of having a lot on your plate and the final battle. And like, you may just feel like, I'm never going to get through this list. Like, it's never ending. Like, I'm behind at work and now I'm preparing for holidays. I'm going to have family coming in town in a month and there's all this stuff going on, blah, blah, blah. Well, so we're just going to find the stillness. We're going to review what's important and we're going to just do one thing at a time. And if you're already exhausted, then you don't have to do things the way you've always done them in the past. You can say, you know what? We're just going to do Christmas alone this year. We're not going to travel. We're not going to buy major gifts. We're just going to enjoy the peace of the season without a lot of excess. And that's always a positive thing too. So you have the choice at this time, Lover's card, the choice to decide where you're going to put your energy if you're running low. All right, main energy we have is intensity. Ooh, that sounds about right. But you could be connecting with a fire sign. You'd be connecting with a Sagittarius, a Leo, or an Aries. It is more of a younger kind of fire sign energy. So it could be a dating card, could be going out, having some fun conversations and some flirting, etc. Past energy, interesting. 7 of Swords, politics. Current energy, 2 of Wands, possibilities. Future energy, we have nothingness, nothingness. This is the Hierophant card. So let's see what we have for these other cards, and then we'll talk about all of this. So new moon card, that's what we have for you that came out. A new start is coming, just new moon. And the next new moon that we have coming up is going to be the new moon in Scorpio, which is, I believe, in your 6th house. And so you may be doing a new start as it comes to your health and your fitness, maybe some new workout goals, maybe starting some new kind of a diet or a healthy eating plan, or something that makes you feel good about your body and doing the right thing in that regard. But let's see here. Oh, here we go. Perfect. This is great for wanting to slow down. Here's our romance angel. We have retreat. It says it's time to disconnect from the world. And then we have 2 animal spirit cards for you right now. We have the whale, and the other one is this is the core chakra. This is your solar plexus. This is the dragon card. So I'll talk a bit about those in a minute, but let's read your tarot here. So with this intensity, like we said, you could have had a lot of messages going back and forth. This could be you wanting to get out and be social, but maybe what you're doing is you're just trying to kind of like escape from everything that you have going on. Like if this is you and you feel like this, then maybe you're just going out because you don't want to work, like, okay, I'm just going to make plans. I'm going to set this stuff aside. I'm not going to worry about it. And then, you kind of come back and it's all still there. So, make a decision as to what's going to be important with all this running around as to whether or not you need more of it. Or you could just be having some conversations on the phone where you're like, okay, I didn't have time to go out and have that dinner like we talked about. And so let's just catch up over the phone, maybe have a glass of wine or something like that on FaceTime. And then I'm going to sleep early. I'm done communicating for now. So 7 of Swords in the past, there may have been somebody that just wasn't straight up, or this could have been you. You may be wearing a mask. I know, Gemini, we do talk about the two sides of you. May have to be one way for one group of people and another way for another group of people, but finding that center balance within yourself. I mean, it's you either way, right? You don't have to wear a mask. You can decide to be truthful with whoever that is and just allow the fallout to happen. You don't have to protect anybody from their feelings. That's their energy as to whether or not they want to take it personally. But certainly based on honesty, you want to be honest first. So we don't want to trick anyone. We don't want to not tell somebody the truth, especially when they deserve it. This idea is to be open and honest because we wouldn't want somebody else to do that to us. So if somebody hasn't been lying or someone's been lying to you or cheating on you, then, instead of maybe getting revenge, forgiving or having an honest conversation to bring that back into balance. So watching your own energy in a way that you're making sure you're being honest with others. So then the 2 of Wands here is that maybe we're just at our pause in our doorway, looking out into the world, thinking about what it is that we want to do next. Not really making the plans, or perhaps just making the plans, but not following through with them yet. We're looking at the possibilities. It's like we've got this eagle just soaring over the land, looking at the options. It's not really putting your finger on one yet. It's like when you spin the globe as a kid and then you like put your finger on it. It's like right now to see where you may live in the future, whatever game you used to play as a kid, but that's what we used to do. So you spin the globe and right now it's just spinning. We haven't really said, that's it. That's the spot. That's where I'm going on a trip. I'm going to Africa, right? That's where it stopped. I'm going to go to Ethiopia. I'm going to enjoy some good food. We're going to do whatever it is we do. No. So that's just one example of where you could be going at this time. But either way, in the future, what it says to me is that you're going to be having your morals and your values really be that in which guide you ahead. So what is it that you've committed to under God? These are your true commitments. This could be your marriage. This could be your committed partnership. This could be you wanting to go to perhaps church more often, or maybe you're just doing a daily prayer ritual, or you're doing something that is going to be more beneficial for you to stick to your higher values and morals, which is excellent. And it's perfect for, any type of relationship, that as long as you know where you stand, then that makes it easier to keep that balance in the relationship because your morals and values are what guiding you towards this new start, which may mean getting away for a little while, taking a break from the heat, calming down. And when in calming down and taking a break, you may be going extra deep this time. It's not going to be a superficial month. And there's nothing superficial about the whale. Let's read about the whale. It's going deep into your emotions to find out what's truly important to you, which I love this for Gemini. I think Gemini needs more of this in their life. This is like the Scorpio card. So you may be connecting with somebody that brings this out of you, maybe a counselor or a close friend that is confiding in you, or you're confiding in somebody, or just taking time to think on things on a deeper level. Whale, desire to delve deeper, profound peace, ancient wisdom. The whale represents profound emotional health and stability. Whale personalities are not afraid of emotional expression or traversing difficult terrain. As they have overcome many challenges in their lives, these experiences have enriched them, given them stability, strength, and a depth that is rare. Whale energy is usually linked to the feminine forces of compassion and communication. We can depend on whale personalities when all else seems lost and trust them to be the beacon in our darkest hour. So this could be you in somebody's darkest hour. We have this like sunrise rising over. This could be you bringing lightness to a dark situation that you've thought about. And you're like, this is really what's on my heart and how I want to go. Maybe it's not what I was going to do in the past, but it's what I want to do in the present. And it's the right choice for me. And that takes a minute to decide. So yeah, it says when in balance, calm, steady, deeply compassionate. When out of balance, heavy slips into old story, bring into balance regular self-care. So I think that sounds good with some planets in your 6th house, that regular self-care. How are you going to be working on yourself so you can be the healthier version of you so you don't get too worn out? All right. So let's talk a bit about this dragon card. The dragon card is the solar plexus. And what the dragon card represents is that coming from the center and the strength. And it says seeing one's most true self and balancing the ego. The dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be there with our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When the dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, can easily drop into witness consciousness. So yeah, I think it's going to be a month of real consciousness for you. And I wish you luck with all that. I think it's going to go really well. So have an excellent October, Gemini. And next up, we're going to be moving on to Cancer. So Cancer, you're going to have a lot of energy training you here in October as we have planets moving forward from Libra into Scorpio. But here at the beginning of the month, we currently don't have anything but Black Moon Lilith in your sign. But we have today, we have the moon in Cancer in your 7th house. And we also have Pluto that's going to be stationing to go direct in your 7th house of Capricorn. And that's going to be happening on the 8th of October. So could be a really dynamic month for you as you see things that you've thought about and changes in your life as they are affecting your 4th house. You've had a lot of planets in your 4th house. They're affecting you and how you're going to move forward. You may have had to do some letting go. There could have been some transitions that you've gone through that may not have been as comfortable, but either way, here you are, you've made it, you've come this far. Let's keep going. So probably putting a lot of your head and your heart on the same page at this time. Bottom of the deck, when I cut, we've got the understanding card, which is the, I feel like that's the either the Knight or the Page of Cups, but either way, it's this love messages coming through and finding some more trust and balance when you open your heart and find the energy to be more romantic. I may have been shut down for a little while. Perhaps you weren't ready to be romantic. We have 5 of Cups, which is clinging to the past. You may have been going through a mourning period of sorts, or you may have had some changes in your relationships where you were looking at what you have spilled as opposed to what you still have. And that may have made you feel a little bit depressed or sad. So if you've been moving through any emotions as they relate to your love life and to your relationships. And you may be finding that, I feel like you need 2 of these romance angels. You may be finding that now you're gaining more wisdom and maturity in areas that you're just learning about other people. And that Pluto in the 7th house is a long, slow energy. I have it in my 7th house right now, so I understand. But when it moves direct, we aren't going to be drudging as much up. It's now we're going to be going into new territory. And we have a little bit of a shadow period to move through, but hopefully that's going to be positive for you. Positive changes as they pertain to relationships. Maybe the heavy stuff is over with now, and now we're just going to move forward in a lighthearted way. I'm going to get a animal spirit card for Cancer. Yeah. Okay. So let's take a look. Our main energy that we have, oh, beautiful. I love it. Is this the High Priestess card? It says inner voice. Past energy, 6 of Cups, the dream. Main energy, love it. This is the Empress card. It says creativity. future energy, we have Three of Cups, celebration. Wow, those are really positive cards. So let's see what we have for with the other cards. All right, we've got the Buffalo card for your animal spirit. The Moon card we have is Hold Your Vision, fixed moon. And the two romance angels I have for you is Wedding. It says this situation involves marriage. And then stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking will bring you faith and romance. So love it. All right. So let's talk a bit more about the tarot here, Cancer. So your main energy as being the High Priestess card, you could be connecting with a Pisces, or you may also be connecting with a Taurus or a Venus ruled sign, a Taurus or a Libra. Regardless, if you're connecting with a Pisces, then there could also be some secrets coming out. You may have had to really follow your intuition in a situation that may not have been so easy. There may have been some memories that the past that came up, connecting with a child or connecting with your inner child. You may have had connections with other soulmates or people from your past that brought you memories. So a dream, we may be remembering the past in such a way, or having a dream of how we want to live our lives. And whether or not that's happening right now or not, reflecting on the positive and going inside to bring out and make new memories in a way that you can say, hey, I'm replacing the old with the new. I'm going to get rid of an old memory and replace it with what I'm doing right now today. And that's going to, build that book up with some more positive memories, as opposed to this sadness of the past. The difference between the 5 and the 6 of Cups is one single cup, which is the Ace of Cups, and that's self-love. So a way to move away from this sadness is to just love yourself and love all that is that you've created up until this point. Not every memory has to be the happiest one. They say we have roses, therefore we have memory, therefore we can have roses in December. So what that memory can serve us is the positive things, but also maybe some sadness. But now it's time to turn the corner and say, I'm ready to be happy. I'm going to look at every day as a new chance to create new positive memories. And I'm going to follow my intuition. I mean, look at all these moons we have here. It's like a moon here, a new moon here. Being out in that lunar energy and allowing the guiding force, the patterns of life as they go through in the shift and change through the phases of the moon. How are you feeling guided in that way? Well, it looks like you're going to have some success, at least as far as feeling that inner beauty. And you may be feeling extra radiant this month. You could be connecting with your mother, or you may be a mother and just maybe you've given birth to your pain now. Maybe you've given birth to that which held you back from feeling completely abundant. And just by listening to that inner voice, listening to that higher power inside, you're going to have more joy in your life. We've had, here is the 3 of Cups. So we have people celebrating here. And what's going to get you there is having faith that you've made decisions that are the correct ones for you at this point. So in general, if there's some secrets coming out, or if there's maybe you're getting some compliments because you're looking extra beautiful these days, or like I said, you're connecting with your mother or your family or your siblings, even perhaps, with all of that energy in your 4th house, it may be feeling like maybe everyone's there that you invited to your wedding. I've been seeing all these people since I got married, or maybe you're going to a wedding this month and you're going to be seeing a lot of people from your family that you love. Either way, this could also represent your parents, or it could represent feeling a sense of commitment towards your relationships. But seeing how the wedding card, or couples that are married, what type of energy that's reflecting onto you this month could be interesting. I also feel that, maybe if you aren't married yourself, maybe you're connecting with other people that are. Regardless, if you aren't married, it doesn't have to be a literal wedding. It could have been somebody else's wedding at any point in time, and that is coming to serve you in a certain way, like I said, with your folks or something. Either way, it says, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And like, for example, as a Cancer rising, I am going to a wedding this month, and I'm assuming that's going to be a lot of fun. So, um, and I'm going to hold to that vision. I'm going to hold to that vision. But in general, how that relates to you all is hopefully there is something that you've set your mind to that you're going to see through to the end. And that joy that you feel when you get to the completion was worth probably a lot of the effort to get there. And especially if you had to weather any kind of a storm. Let's talk a little bit about this Buffalo card. The Buffalo is a very unique card in this deck. I feel let's see, I think it's an earth element. We're going to take a look. The Buffalo runs into the storm to shorten its duration as opposed to running away from it. So let's see here. We're going to find, here it is, the Buffalo. Grounded yet heavenly, practical yet spiritual. The hooves of the mighty buffalo are grounded in the earth, yet its heart and mind rise towards heaven. The buffalo sees challenge, hardship, or a bump in the road as an opportunity for upliftment. Therefore, buffalo does not fear death, illness, or misfortune. Its gentle eyes look to the road ahead, trusting every turn. May we all experience this elusive yet life-changing bliss from time to time. May we all allow this gift to remind us that life is a precious gift. It's perfect, you know, with all of this cups energy here. I just feel like it's going to be a very heartfelt month for you. We're going to have the sun conjunct Venus, which is going to be trine your energy at the very first degrees of Scorpio. So how is that going to bring in, you know, more of this precious gift to your life? Well, when in balance, it says, pardon me, trusting pure presence. When out of balance, restless, lacks gratitude. Bring into balance prayer, bhakti. So those are some options for you. I'm going to take a quick sip of water here. So I encourage you with all of that. I hope you have a wonderful month and certainly stick to your vision. If there's any difficulties that come up, charging through them with that big heart on your sleeve and knowing that your beauty and your intuition will guide you through the end in a positive way. All right, excellent, Cancer. Let's keep moving ahead. Next up, we have Leo. So Leo, let's talk a little bit what's going on for you. Leo, you're kind of the, oops, we got one coming out for you as I'm shuffling. Awareness could be connecting with the Cancer. So Leo, you know, you're kind of the balancing energy of all this T-square stuff that we've had. It's like we've had the South Node in Scorpio, the North Node in Taurus, and Uranus in Taurus, and we've had Saturn in Aquarius, and that's all been T-squaring you. And so it's like the balance goes to Leo. And so that may be really testing your balance at this time. You could have really had just your mentality tested or your balance tested in ways that you are learning to let go and go with the flow and let go of control, because even if you plan something, it goes a different way. There's not a lot you can do about it. I mean, all of these interesting things. And so this month may be the height of that as it starts to dissipate. There is one more meeting of the minds of Uranus and Saturn, and that's going to happen here mid-month around October 16th. And that square between Uranus and Saturn is going to be the last one. There's your main energy, just flew across. That's going to be the last one before that tempers down, before we start to feel that intensity. And so I think that will really help. So, you know, seeing life as a big adventure as you're going through these changes and these things may have been a little tumultuous, but we just have one or two more major eclipses that are going to be going on, that are going to be affecting you probably more severely. We're going to take that card, kind of different here. Bottom of the deck, compromise. I'm going to take 3 cards. So I've got 2 main energies for you, because we're going to use that one that flew across the room as well. Okay. And this came out during the shuffle again, bottom of the deck, awareness. So we'll definitely be talking about that. All right. So yeah. So this last, you know, cycle of eclipses that we're going to have in Scorpio, Taurus are going to be the finishing touches on a lot of the changes that are like maybe halfway through right now. So there's going to be more letting go. There's going to be more charging ahead, and there's going to be more learning opportunities for you here over the next 6 months. But then you're going to like wrap it up like a big package with a big bow on it and feel like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I made it this far as a person. And then off you go with all those strengths to carry you into the future. So yeah, we'll see where this goes. We're going to take one animal spirit card. And so, yeah, so for right now, you have Saturn in your 7th house. You've got Taurus in your 10th house, I believe. I don't have the whole circle right now. So I'm definitely going with the 7th house stuff right now. All right, so we've got your animal spirit card. And then let's just take a moon energy card. But yeah, I hope you're feeling energized and things are going well for you, and any of those heavier energies may be passing on. But we do have Mercury going direct today, and then we have 2 other planets going direct this month. We have Pluto and Saturn. So we're all going to be moving ahead and making changes during this dynamic month. But let's see here. Hopefully you'll be using your creativity to work through any kinks that may come up. All right. So main energies we have for you are, oh, I love it. We have the Master card. This is like the highest card of the deck. This is like, I've learned everything I could possibly learn. This is going to be you when Saturn stops squaring you. This is going to be that feeling of like, wow, I've really come a long way. I've let go of some old things that I used to hang on to emotionally. I've moved forward in areas of my life that I didn't think I was going to be able to make it. And I did. And I'm excited. And so that's really awesome. It says here, success. So 6 of Wands, success. You're on your high horse. You're feeling good. This person's riding like a tiger. You may be riding something, maybe a horse or tiger or something. And you may be feeling really good. You're at the top of the roller coaster. So at this point, you're like, wee, life is good. There could be some more battles that come up in the future, but for right now, success. So hold on to that for right now. Past energy for Leo, we have innocence. Oh, here's your ruling card. Here's your sun card. All right. Could be feeling playful in your inner child type self. Could be connecting with children. You could be shining lights on areas of darkness. Like if things have felt a little dark, you may feel them brighten up right now. And just having your ruling planet show up in the tarot, I think, is a very positive omen for you. It's the very most positive card in the deck. So enjoying that positivity. In the middle of the deck, we have schizophrenia, or the middle reading. And I feel like this is that crossroads that you're at right now, with still having the fixed T-square in the sky affecting you highly, and still needed to make some decisions that you haven't quite been ready to make yet, but you'll be divinely guided to do so. There may be a few areas where you have to decide before where you know what's going to happen next, and putting faith in the outcome is going to be it's going to be important to feeling good at this time. Just because there could be a lot that feels like it's out of control, we want to feel like we have some control. And even if you don't know the best decision, just go ahead and make what you think is going to be something that's well thought out, that you've thought about all the options, and you're going to go ahead and just maybe try, measure, adjust. We're going to try this for now, measure if it works. If it doesn't work, then we can adjust later, but we're going to at least make a decision and move forward with something. So you're sitting here hanging in the middle, right? There's a point at which you have to make a left turn or a right turn, right? The light turned green, you don't know which direction you're going to go. You're going to have to pick one. Worst case scenario, you drive around the block, right? All right. So future energy we have is breakthrough. This is the Libra card. You could be connecting with a Libra. You may also be connecting with another Leo, which is great, or a child at this time, or somebody that is highly successful, perhaps some type of guru or master, or that could be you. Maybe you're the guru doing all the teaching this month. So, okay. Our moon card we have is new start, new moon. This is just any moon, any new moon. The next new moon that we have coming up is going to be the new moon in Scorpio, which is going to be on the 25th of October of this month. And that is also going to be the eclipse that we have this month. So just really setting some intentions for what you want to see happen in the eclipse for you this cycle. There's going to be stuff that you're going to have to inevitably let go of. There's going to be things that you're going to be choosing to let go of, right? And then there's just going to be some positive breakthroughs where you're like, wow, I don't have to deal with that anymore because it just solved itself. So that's awesome when that happens. And this may be something in court. It could have something to do with a contract, or it may have something to do, like I said, with a Libra or some other kind of commitments that you have. Maybe you're signing a new job contract. But now that we have Mercury going direct, it is a better time to finally get those contract signs if you've been waiting in the wings to see what your Mercury retrograde is going to bring first. All right, well, this is super interesting. There could just be a lot of weddings this month. The wedding card has come out for several people. This is also coming out for you, Leo. So perhaps you're getting married, or you're connecting with another married couple like your parents, or you're thinking about getting married, or maybe you're just going to a wedding and hanging out with some friends and having a good time. It seems that there's been a lot of weddings lately, since most of those were put off during quarantine time. However, at this point, let's just, if we're going to get married, let's go ahead and do it. No use waiting around anymore, right? Like maybe you've been engaged for 5 years and now it's just time to tie that knot. So either way, the card that I have here, your animal spirit card, is the Nightingale. So we're going to read a little bit more about that. I love the Nightingale when it comes out. It reminds me of like really being inspired by music, like when you're in the car and like some lyric comes on, and sometimes it almost just brings tears to your eyes. You're like, oh, that's so me today. Or that's just how I feel. Or like you're maybe in the grocery store and your favorite song comes on overhead and you're like, oh, weird, I never hear that in the grocery store. So things of that nature could be happening for you this month. Maybe going with a loved one to a concert, or just maybe you're singing karaoke. Who knows? Could be one of those months. All right, so let's see what we have, Leo. Let's see, we're looking for the Nightingale. Nightingale. All right, here we go. Nightingale for Leo. Fearless voice, speech, communication, or song. The song of the nightingale is otherworldly. This simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flashy plumage of the other birds, transports its listener to the realm of poetry. Nightingale energy is with us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. This card indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. Is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, and let it out. When in balance, speaks freely with kindness. When out of balance, shy, lump in the throat, bring into balance, music. So what kind of music going to go bring in balance? I'm interested to hear it. So I need some good new tunes. We did talk a little bit about the bottom of the deck here. That is the awareness card. This is your head and your heart being on the same page. I feel like that has been a little bit of struggle for a lot of people with fixed energies, with this square between Saturn and Uranus. And hopefully after this month, it'll feel a little easier for that to happen. And you will be able to move forward in your chariot and have success in all areas of life. All right. Thanks so much, Leo. I wish you a wonderful October. And last but not least, we're going to move on to Virgo. Virgo, let's see here. Your ruling planets of Mercury and of Chiron are both pretty active this month. We have Mercury that is stationing to move direct today. So that's good. No more confusion. All the information is going to be out there now. We don't have to wait to sign the contracts anymore. We can fly by the seat of our pants with no concerns, right? So let's shuffle the cards a few times for Virgo. So yeah, Virgo, stationing direct right now at 24 degrees of Virgo. So if you have any planets near 24 degrees of Virgo, then that could be affecting you today. Either way, it's going to be moving on into Libra, and you at this time have quite a few planets in your second house. So let's talk about that. Let's go ahead and cut the deck for Virgo. Bottom of the deck when I cut, I've got the King of Cups. So you could be connecting with a water sign male or somebody with that type of energy where they hold their emotions very well. That could be also a Scorpio, Cancer, or a Pisces. I'm going to take a main energy, past, present, future. Bottom of the deck for love for Virgo, we've got the Courage card. You may also be connecting with a Leo at this time. All right, let's do some shuffling for Virgo. So let's talk a bit more about some other energies. So we have Mercury, as it's going direct, is going to be trining Pluto. So we could have some deep conversations that are revealing in nature, maybe some secrets coming out now that Mercury's gone direct, maybe reflecting on the things that you didn't tell somebody and now you're ready to tell them. Your ruling planet of Chiron is currently retrograde and at 14 degrees of Aries. And I'm not quite sure when that one's going direct. Seems to be retrograde most of the year. So we'll find out in a little while. All right. So there's your romance angel. And then let's go ahead and get an animal for Virgo. And one moon card for Virgo. All right. Looks like we're ready to go. All right. Let's see what we have for Virgo for love for October. First card, main energy. We've got totality, 5 of Wands. Past energy, we've got the Knight of Earth, the Knight of Pentacles slowing down. Present energy, you've got the Judgment card, beyond illusion. Future energy, abundance, King of Pentacles. So who could you be connecting with at this time? Well, we already discussed that you could be connecting with a Leo. You may also be connecting with an earth sign, as we have the Knight and the King of Earth. Could be an earth sign male that likes to take things slow, that likes to, could be you as well, right? Likes to take things slow, one step at a time, methodical, having a plan, executing it perfectly, doing things one step at a time so that things do happen the way you want. And we've had this slowing down. I think this is the perfect card for having the Mercury retrograde in Virgo right now, that we've had to slow down. We've had to take our time and gather information. We've had to be more observant and just do one step at a time. And if you've met up with somebody like this, then maybe your love life isn't going very fast right now, but that's a good thing. Overall energy being 5 of Wands, you may be feeling a little jealous at this time, or you may have had some competition in areas of your life. Perhaps you weren't expecting it. And now you're like, okay, I'm going to win. I see there's other players on the field here. I thought I was out here by myself, but oh yeah, there's other players. So I better try a little harder. I'm going to be a little bit more competitive now. Maybe the person that you're dating is now dating multiple people and you just found out about it. And you're like, oh shit, better be on my game then. If there's competition around me, better be looking my best. And, maybe that means, I don't know what you're going to do for love in that regard. Maybe go buy a new outfit so you can be a little extra competitive, or do some things that make you feel like riled up. I don't know. Maybe you're going to play like a game of football, or you're going to a football game with your partner, or you're doing something that draws out some of that Mars energy from you, or maybe just hopping in the sack, or, just make sure you know who else they're doing that with first, though. All right. So anyway, we have the Judgment card in the present. So you could be connecting with a Scorpio or somebody else that wants to bring enlightenment into your life through perhaps shock or coming back. This kind of energy of where you're going to be looking at bringing something back and doing a review cycle to see if, through some kind of an awakening, this Judgment card can bring in something new, or, it closes it off. Like if you had an old lover come back and you've been talking about your relationship and you're like, okay, I'm going to give it a try again, just to have a week later, you guys are living together and he's driving you nuts again. And they're like, okay, never mind. I didn't work out the second time. Sorry. Regardless, using good judgment as it comes to certain things. Certainly if you're feeling judged, if you're going through something that you feel like is heavy in that regard, slowing down, doing one thing at a time, having good boundaries. I always see the King of Pentacles as having good boundaries. And so what does that mean for you, the good boundaries? And saving up your money for something that's more meaningful. Maybe this silly dating thing isn't for you, and you're waiting for the real deal, and you're tired of being on Tinder, and you're just like, nope, I'm going to have boundaries. I'm going to cut off my accounts. I'm not going to date right now. I'm going to, when that person comes back around, I'm not going to answer the phone. I'm going to be having courage. I'm going to be using my inner strength to make decisions and to have boundaries in areas of life that you're just ready for now. All right, you're ready to do that, ready to do the thing that maybe it scared you before, perhaps. All right, so next up, we've got your moon card here. This is a full moon in Sagittarius. It says, look at the bigger picture. So you could be also connecting with the Sagittarius. And in looking at the bigger picture, you know, when you slow down and you're like, okay, I'm going to put like umbrella the situation over the next 2 years and see what those main key points are for the next 2 years, not necessarily like even the next month. Like, I can't really make a decision for the next month. So I'm going to be doing some planning for the future and see what that brings. I mean, the new moon in Sagittarius, or the full moon in Sagittarius, isn't until Gemini season, you know, in the June timeframe. So between now and then, you know, there's a lot that can happen. And so don't feel like anything is like so immediate that like, oh, this happened today, so that means that must happen tomorrow. You know, not making those assumptions, going slowly, deciding that, you know, if something's going to happen, maybe it's not going to be tomorrow, but it could be very soon, it says here. Okay. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. What do you want? And maybe that is the bigger picture. Maybe you're just deciding what that is. I don't really know what that is yet. You know, I'm going to be doing some brainstorming, using my creativity. I'm going to figure out where to shoot that arrow to that I can commit to for the next 10 to 15 years. Even if, you know, I'm not looking for a marriage, but maybe you're just looking to commit to a way of life for yourself that's going to bring about more positive relationships for you. And I think that's excellent. And what I also love here, your animal spirit card we have is the lion, and that lines up perfectly with this courage card. So it's kind of like 2 Leo cards here in my mind. But I also see that as you really gaining and coming into your full strength as an individual this month. And in doing that, it will help you make more decisions, and you won't feel as competitive with others. You won't feel as like, oh, somebody else may win. I don't know. You're going to win with yourself no matter what. It doesn't have to be you versus somebody else. It certainly can be you versus yourself. And in that regard, you know, I say more power to you, you know, coming from the center out, you know, going from the inside out rather than going from the outside in can be a good practice as well. So here we are. We're going to look at the lion as a fire card. So it says here for the lion, patient, regal, a complete master. There you are. The lion is a master of the fire element and the living mascot of self-transformation. A lion personality dedicates their life to personal and spiritual growth. This dedication inspires some and intimidates others. Therefore, the lion is respected by all, but known intimately by just a few. Some mistake the lion as hard to access or aloof, yet those with a keener eye know better. Lions are observant, stealth, and precise in their words and actions. They do not waste energy or resources. This card reminds us that self-mastery is available to all, no matter where our quest begins. How lovely. When in balance, the epitome of peace and strength. When out of balance, withdrawn, too serious. Bring into balance daily meditation and friendship. Yeah, so getting out of that mindset that maybe is a little heavy, a little serious, and allowing for some playful time, knowing that you really do have it all together here. You're looking good, Virgo. All right, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me on these October love readings. I do encourage you to subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me grow as a channel. Otherwise, I will be back here soon with a full moon in Aries video in just a couple weeks. Have a wonderful October, and I'll see you real soon. Please subscribe to my channel for more Tantra and Tarot.